RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
Hold on. Alright, sorry. Wrong camera. Everything sucks. I'm gonna have to start the show over. Because I can't hear shit again. Fuck. Hi, guys. I know. I did a bunch of tests. Now nothing's working again. This is really fucking annoying. Fuck my life. I'm not sure what to do. Let me see. Well, we will be starting the show over, so sorry for the delay. I'm telling you, I did tests. I worked. I done it. But it ain't fucking working now. I need to be able to hear the music. You hear that, I'm sure, but I don't hear it. I know you can hear it because I can see it's coming through. What the fuckity fuck? No, you don't hear it, and I hear it. You hear me now, right? What about now? What about now? I just need to be able to hear the music. I'm gonna fucking murder somebody. Tara, no! I'm pissed off. I can't deal with this shit. Alright, well, what I'm gonna have to do is...
RDTDaily.com.
I'll just have to listen to the music myself and not play any music. I'll just have to do it like, because I need to hear the cues. This is the problem. So And, you know, it would be helpful if they were also, if you were also hearing them. I need a new dilithium crystal, for sure. But everything's fucking hooked up the way it should be, so I don't understand. And I really hate to have to get on the phone again with Ecamm for like the 15th time over the life of this show. Because I don't get it. I don't get why, you know, and then I write everything down. I have screenshots of everything, the way it's supposed to be connected. And it is connected that way. So why isn't it working? Yeah, the intro music was going. You heard it, but I couldn't hear it. That's the problem. I need to be able to hear it, and you need to be able to hear it. But the way it's set up now is that when I hear it, you can't hear it, and vice versa. But can you hear me now? And somebody on the chat, well, can you hear my voice at least? Yeah. There's a delay. That's why I'm waiting. Let me see. All right. Wait, hold on. The way it's set up now is that when I hear it, you can't hear it, and vice versa. But can you hear me now? Somebody on the chat room. Can you hear my voice? Yeah, I think you can hear me. All right. All right. So listen. What I'll do is I'll just start the show. And then I will, well, let's make sure you can hear movies too, right? Can you hear this? Oh, well, there's no audio on that.
They are swarming and converging, mainly from Constitution Avenue, but from all routes in. There's no escape, Pelosi.
You can hear that, right? Let me know. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll start the show over. I'll be able to hear the music. You won't be able to hear it, but at least I'll know when the cues are. So when you hear me say, be right back, or whatever, you know. That's because I'm hearing them. You might be able to hear some music probably through my headphones, so. And then I'll have to call Robin because she is the technical genius, but, oh, you know. I don't know. I feel bad every time I go reach out to the guy from Ecamm. You know, I feel like every time he sees my name in his inbox, he shudders. Because I'm like, this is fucking not working again. And then he, you know, he does like a screen share, sets it up, and I have screen grabs myself. And they are, I don't get it. It's set up exactly the way it should be. So, all right. Yeah, what is going on with JD in the United Kingdom? We're coming over. Everything sucks, by the way. Why can't shit just, why do people have shows? Why do people have actual shows and I can't even have a show that doesn't have an audio problem? Why? I sound like a Republican now, right? Playing victim. Uh-oh. Jonathan has a question on the chat. One question before I start the show. Again. The real show. All right. I see you. You have a question. What is it? What's the question? I'm taking one question before the show starts. Jonathan, you're running out of time. You're running out of runway. Okay. I'm going to start the show, and then I won't be taking questions, Jonathan. Okay, how was your day today? Is that the question? It was fair to partly cloudy. No, uneventful. Which is all we can hope for. Yes. It does. Thank you, Winston. Thank you all for understanding. Winston says, it's cool, Tara. You just got a new machine. Takes a bit to get used to. Get it all set up. It's all, that is true, too. But it is set up. I'm telling you, the way, and I did tests. And it worked in the tests. So I was like, oh, yay. It's finally working without much fuss. But now, okay, you know what? My little junior's here. He's going to have to go in the bedroom. We'll say goodnight to Junior. Say goodnight to everybody. Okay? I know, boo-boo. I just can't deal with him right now. Look at him. I can't. He's already. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. What I should do is get a camera in there so we can watch what he's doing in the bedroom. All right. So let me see one more time. Try the mic. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Can you hear me when I have it connected like that? Let's see. I shouldn't fuss with it. No, not working. What? What I should do is get a camera in there. Watch. Yeah, you can still hear me, but the weirdness is Farrago's not coming through. Which, that's where all the music comes from. But, alright. Alrighty then. I should stop. I'm getting obsessive. 1 2 3. It's not, I see. It's not even registering, Farrago. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Very weird. Fucking Farrago. Oh wait. Now it's registering. But you can't hear it. Can you? Maybe it's working. Wait a minute. It might be working. Maybe it's working. Maybe it was good luck to put the producer in the bedroom. Is it working? Because I can hear me. I can hear the music. Can you, though? You can hear it. Yes. We got it working. I don't know how, but it's working. And we're gonna have a show right now. And it's gonna have music and everything that we deserve as human beings on this earth. It's gonna have clips and music and occasional outbursts of anger. Come along for the ride. We're starting the show right now. All right. I like that song. It's, even though it comes with the program, it's very catchy. All right. No, is that the new music to the Surf Show? No. That's it's called Funky Loop. It comes with Farrago, which is an audio program. But it's very catchy. And we have been known to play it and break out into spontaneous rap. Right? Like right now. All right. I'm already exhausted. What time is it? 9:05 Eastern Standard Time. Listen. If you're still hanging around and you didn't get all, what the fuck am I looking at? Thank you. Thank you for your kindness. I know you have a lot of shows you can choose from. But we hang out here every Friday evening usually around 8:30. Now it's 9. So let's get the show started, because this is actually a show that I have to give to Progressive Voices. So they demand nothing but excellence, as you can tell. So I'm going to put the screen up. We're going to start the music, and then we're going to have a show. Be right back. Whoops. I double clicked that.
RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right, here we are again. It feels like we just met 5 minutes ago, but that's the way it's going in the United States of serfs and lords during the last days of the American Republic. If you're from the future and you're watching us and we're long gone, remember, we tried. We're just like you. That's the thing. We are just like you, and we want love. We want, peace. We want to be, take a walk on a beach, hang out with friends, play the guitar, sit around a fire, tell stories, right? Unfortunately, we have to fight fascism. If I didn't have to fight fascism, and I'm, speaking for myself, this show would be, I don't know what we would do. We would have a show about, animal rescue or something. And this is the thing with, this is why so many fought, bled, and died to create and entrust a constitutionally limited democratic republic to us. So we had the freedom. So in the hope that we would have the freedom to do those things, not to simply live and die under the good graces of our betters in the fields and await our rewards in heaven. So we had some choices. So we could have, some free time, take a vacation, explore the meaning of life. What the hell else is there? That's why I can't stand Republicans. It's really because they don't get it. You see, when they attack, and I'll just jump right out and start with the show. We'll do the plugs in a minute to kind of weave them in. But when they attack, which one of their favorite things to attack is gender studies classes, right? But and now. Governor Ron DeSantis, who seems to be the hope for fascism in the country. And, of course, the corporate media presents him as if he is just some rational choice you might make. And that's the failing of the corporate media. No, and we can trace the decline of the American experiment to the creation of the corporate media, which is basically started with Reagan, was kind of put in the last nail in the coffin was put by Clinton with the Telecommunications Act, and here we are in a fascist, in the midst of a fascist coup. So, and one of the things that Ron DeSantis is attacking, because that's all they have. They only Republicans, and I'll use the term Republican and fascist. It's kind of interchangeable now. But they have nothing, so they offer, what do they offer? They offer division, hatred. they offer the morons a targeted minority group, and that currently is trans people. LGBT to LG, rest of the gay community in one form or another, but especially trans people right now. And it's pretty damn appalling. One of the things I want to talk about tonight is, and this is why, before I get, you know how it is. I get my that's why it's Tarabuster. We go all over the place. But when Ron DeSantis attacking woke and, they're attacking trans people, making laws about all these bathroom bills, which it was never and is not a problem. It's never been a problem, but they create these problems, just like they create problems whenever we try to take a leap forward. Right? Whenever we try to make a more perfect union, Republicans create problems to stand in the way. Oh, who's crying? Ray Ray? Come on, Ray Ray. Come over here. Poor Ray. He's standing outside the door and crying because Tara Jr.'s in the bedroom. Ray Ray. Come here, Ray Ray. Get over here. Come here. Come here. Come here, you little one. People want to see you. See? He hardly ever makes an appearance. You're a good boy too, aren't you? Right? Mwah. This is our Black Lives Matter cat. We have Antifa cat. We have, our Resist cat. That's Francis. And then we have our BLM cat. Okay, so where was I? They have nothing but division. And so when Ron DeSantis, this is what gets me, because the corporate media enables the Republican agenda, this fascist targeting of minority groups by the mere fact that they present Ron DeSantis as if he's some kind of rational choice that Republicans are making, when he should be presented. Every news story about Ron DeSantis should feature the fact that he is a fascist. And this is an alarming development here in the United States that, we've encountered fascism before. We've had to battle fascism not just overseas, but at home. That it's nothing new to have this underlying right-wing fifth column in the country. We've been here before. We have, for example, the German-American Bund that was popular, and before the United States got into the World War II, there was a very large and loud contingent of Republicans who, of course, were on the side of the Nazis, calling for the America not to get involved in the war. And then, of course, had business dealings with the Nazis. So, and they didn't stop once the war began. But in that administration, in FDR's administration, as we know, there were laws against war profiteering. He said there would be no war millionaire made on the blood of our soldiers. And, those days are over, though. But as we know, George W. Bush's grandpappy, Prescott Bush, was cited under the Trading with the Enemy Act when he continued to have business dealings with the Nazis. And if you go back and you look at history and you look at the specifically what was going on here in the United States before we entered World War II, but while the Nazis were engaged in their European adventures, when they invaded Poland before they were given Czechoslovakia and then invaded Poland, and then took over France and declared war. Well, I guess when they invaded Poland, it was war with England automatically. They didn't expect England to actually live up to their treaty obligations with Poland. That was a surprise for Hitler. But even then, when when democracy hung in the balance in Europe, we had right wingers here at home encouraging Nazism. Okay, and we know that wherever, and this is what I say: we don't have an overabundance of morons in the United States. It's just that we have these morons in positions of power now. The system is so broken that morons, and it's so gerrymandered. And that's a problem. If we really wanted a functioning democracy, we would, well, the ones in the halls of power now would pass voting rights legislation that made gerrymandering illegal and such. But that's besides the point. And we discussed this on the show all the time when discussing Ron DeSantis, the fact that he had such a landslide. Now, remember the first time when he was elected in Florida, it was a squeaker. He won by I don't remember the exact, I think it was 30,000 votes, something like that. It was pretty close, unfortunately, for humanity. And, but this time he won with a 20% margin because he drew the maps. Hold on, we'll be right back. So one of the things the corporate media, they neglect to say all the time, and it feeds into the narrative that Ron DeSantis has something that people like, And I'm not saying he doesn't. There's a minority, a very loud and now powerful minority because of gerrymandering, voter suppression, and Republican dirty tricks. So, but the corporate media, when they present Ron DeSantis as something that he was able to win in a landslide in his second run for the governorship, and not explain that, or even not put it into context that he was, that he literally drew the map on which he won, that he drew the map and the legislature swallowed it whole. They had no say in the process, which is completely unconstitutional. But this is what Republicans are. And of course they'll say it's constitutional. This is what makes they're so tedious. They wrap themselves in the Constitution when they hate the Constitution. They'll say, this is and anything that they don't like is unconstitutional, of course, they say. But, and one of the things that Ron DeSantis, he needs to be reported on as a filthy fascist. To say, the filthy fascist bats are out of the belfry in Florida, from Florida, and now they're in Iowa. And this filthy fascist freak wants to become president. He wants to inflict his fascist vision on the country. And here we go again. We are yet again in the United States, a nation of immigrants, a diverse country of 320 million people that have to once again say no thank you to the filthy fascist bastards who really hate democracy. They hate freedom. As we see, that just them and Ron DeSantis doing what all Republicans are doing all over the country, banning gender studies classes. So you're not allowed to study gender in Florida anymore, because you're free, I guess, right? You're free. It's freedom. And if you study something that makes Republicans feel icky for whatever reason because they're sick and they really need to be in some kind of intensive mental treatment, not in the halls of power. But if you if you are free to sit and study something that you want to study as a human being, that triggers them. But I wish that the corporate media would watch the people who are in the corporate media would watch this. I wish that the Democrats would watch this show and take these talking points, because the fact is, if you're how do I put it? Gender studies classes are they really are a sign that you're free, that the country is a functioning civilization. It says that we can take a minute and look at these things, that we can explore what it means to be alive, what it means to be a human in all its diversity. So that, to me, that is the beauty of, having gender studies classes, or AP African American history, or whatever history you want to study. Sociology, that's, anthropology. It's all relevant, and we have the freedom to do those things, to sit down and think about what it means to be alive. What is life? What does it mean to be human? And how does that compare to other humans throughout history and prehistory? That's why so many fought, bled, and died for this thing. That's why the men who stormed the beaches of Normandy faced their fear and or made the ultimate sacrifice for us to be able to do things like that, to study what it means to be a human being, what it means to be alive. We don't have to worry about, Maslow's hierarchies of needs, right? Where we have a roof over our heads, we have food, we have leisure time. I'm saying hopefully, this is the point of why people fought, bled, and died. So they may not have ever seen a peaceful day themselves. Maybe they had to, the early labor movement, people who died for the 8-hour workday, many of them, of course, if they died in the process of fighting for dignity, for working class dignity, they never got to reap the benefits of their sacrifice. So, here we are, and it's really, it pisses me off that, of course, Republicans are so disgusting, but it's, they think that that for example, let's say it's just an 8-hour workday in itself, or a weekend is there because, somebody felt like trickling it on us. But everything that we have is because people fought, bled, and died. And we owe them a debt of gratitude, and we owe it to them to ensure that the likes of Ron DeSantis and the likes of Trump and the likes of Jim Jordan and Perjury Trader Green and the rest of these horrible people don't ever get to inflict their manias on this country and make it so that we aren't free, because that's what they want. And I'm just sick of it. Okay, so tonight, I've been sick of it forever, but there's what else can we say? There's what do we? It's like I'm thinking of course, the fact that you could set your clock to the fact that an anti-gay Republican caught in the act of being themselves gay, right? It's like a cliche. It's so common. And now, what have I said all along about For example, well, we've talked about Alex Jones before. I am convinced that Alex Jones is in the closet in some form. I mean, if all gay people, if all LGBT people turned purple today, he would light up like a Teletubby. There is no doubt. He is a sick man. And I mean, he's not sick for being LGBTQ or whatever. He's sick because he is self-loathing. And he lacks the courage to just come out and be himself, you know? And I mean, isn't that the saddest thing when you think about it? That you live and die and, oh, okay, congratulations, everybody thought you were straight. Like, who cares? You have this one life, so fucking what? But, you know, this is how fucked up they are. And we know, as far as Alex Jones is concerned, you do remember how he had trans porn on his phone. Hold on a second. Right? So, on Alex Jones's phone, he showed his phone once on his show, and he didn't realize, I suppose, that he had some personal stuff on his phone. And of course, everybody noticed that he had some trans porn on his phone that he, and you know, I'm trying to remember. It just wait, hold on. Let's see. Alex Jones. Because this is who they are. The same guy who rails against trans people. The same person who wants trans people, you know, thinks, I mean, the way he describes trans people, it's just, they're filthy. The filthy, sick minds of Republicans. And yeah, this was, just to remember in case you missed it, back in 2018, Alex Jones spotted with transgender pornography on his phone despite a history of transphobic rants. Hello? Someone get Freud in here. I mean, Freud would have a field day with these fuckers. Right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, whose transphobic rants have seen his broadcast removed from YouTube, unwittingly revealed transgender pornography on his phone. The radio show host behind the controversial InfoWars brand was filming a segment promoting personal wellness, you know, the more magic beans, on an affiliate site when he clicked away from the page to his mobile phone. For a split second, the camera trained on his screen revealed an array of open tabs that included a page titled Naughty T-Babe Marissa. T-Babe is a term referred in transgender pornography stars, and the clip is believed to show Marissa Minks, described as Australia's #1 trans adult model. There you go. There you go. Right? Caught in the act of being yourself. A filthy, hateful, self-loathing sicko who is, instead of having the courage, you know, go to a shrink, work out your manias, talk to your shrink, say, what is wrong with me? I got one life to live, and I'm afraid to come out of the closet, because who's gonna love me then? This is what they fear, because everybody wants to be seen. You want to connect with other people, but not in that party of rugged individuals. Just try being a rugged individual in the Republican Party, and they will drum you out of that party so fast. They'll drum you out of the party. They'll censure you, right? This is what all the rugged individuals who stood up to Trump in that fascist shit show, they've all been censured, like Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, and they recently have censured somebody else for doing something, but they don't censure the likes of Kevin McCarthy, who is a fascist too. Not only, I mean, it almost feels like the accidental fascist, because he's such a weakling. He has no center. He has no core. I don't think he has any beliefs other than what serves him. So if, let's say, in some bizarro world, it served him to promote the general welfare instead of the welfare of Rupert Murdoch and the transnational corporate elites, then he would be, he would be a progressive. But because he has no, what does he have? Just like I say, show me his passion. Republicans do not get into government for altruism. They're not in government to help their communities. They get into government to steal. So they and for power, so they can hang. I mean, like George Santos, and we're going to talk about him tonight again, because another thing came out. Every day, it's another thing. With him, it's of course he was the mastermind of a credit card skimming scheme. He's a con man, but they're all con men and women in some form or another, and they suck. They simply suck. Well, anyway, I'm talking about Republicans caught in the act of being themselves, because we got a couple here tonight. You might have heard Tennessee Lieutenant Governor McNally, who now in Tennessee, where it's going, this country is going to, we are really two Americas, right? As far as many things are concerned, but it will soon be, the lines will be so stark, it's going to be, I don't even know. It's just going to be ridiculous how the difference if you live in a red state or if you live in a blue state. You're going to have services in a blue state, health care, freedom, and but if you live in a red state, you will be oppressed, and but you'll be able to like walk around with a gun without having to have any training whatsoever. So but Tennessee is the state, which is of course a shithole. No offense. I'm sure there's very beautiful places. I when I went to West Virginia over the summer to visit Robin and at the Horn and hung out with the great Horn community and made some new friends, like my friend David. And I hope you're doing good out there, David, who is a beautiful young person, by the way, David, if you're listening, and is going to law school right now. And David is going to make the world a better place. We need about 1 million more of him, but he's got a lot of work to do. But I hope everything is well, David, if you're listening. But anyway, so Tennessee is, and I look forward to seeing you again. Hopefully we'll have another Horn in. Robin will coordinate. We can all hang out. And I'll somehow, I'll hijack it. I'll hijack a little bit of it. Make it a little Tarabuster gathering too. So anyway, so in Tennessee, if you are trans, you're really living in an apartheid state. So Tennessee trans laws they're off the chart. The Republicans are attacking trans people left and right. I'm just looking it up. Let me see. How many anti-trans bills passed I'll just say passed. Let's see. Anti-trans. Well, there's a lot of them. This was, 2 days ago from Bloomberg. 2023 is already a record year for anti-trans LGBTQ bills in the United States. Shit. Hold on. See, this is what I'm saying, man. Become a patron. This is a good time to become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin while I sign into this account. So I can access this article. This is part of, what you pay for when you support the show. So I have, we got to buy all these magazines and shit. Keeping fresh and up to date on what's going on. And also, if you can support Tarabuster sponsors, APS Radio News. In particular, Charlie is a great guy who runs APS Radio News, an independent media outlet that this show is on. All right, so state lawmakers in the U.S., this is from Bloomberg, written by Ella Cerrone. State lawmakers in the U.S. have already introduced more anti-LGBTQ bills this year than in the past 5 years combined. Why? If you, I really hope, and I encourage everyone to brush up on the history of Nazi Germany, the rise of the Third Reich. Please, because there are so many similarities, it's not even funny. Are you kidding me? I'm looking at the chat. Just found out Lauren Boebert is gonna be a grandmother at the age of 36. Holy shit, what? Oh well, whatever, who cares? Her son is 17. Announced that he and his girlfriend are expecting a child. Oh well. Wow. Hold on, we'll be right back. Gee, let's see. I'm looking at this picture of Lauren Boebert's son. He looks like a baby. I mean, he's one of the brats that terrorize the neighborhood, right? This is what happened. Lauren Boebert doesn't get along with her neighbors, of course. Let me see, picture in picture. Hold on, I'm trying to put the picture up of me so you can see me. Yes. Yeah, that's how you know she's a sicko. She's at war with her entire neighborhood. They're so fucked up. But there you go. I guess family values or whatever. Wow. Okay. Hey, I don't care, really, but he does he looks like a baby, but yeah, he's 17. Good luck with that, kid. Wow. Teen mom rates are higher in rural conservative areas, she said Lauren Boebert, because they understand the preciousness of life that's about to be born. And what? No one teaches them about contraception? Is that it? Good luck. Well, now Lauren Boebert and her family, they have options because she's rich now, thanks to her government position. Her hubby turns, what does he make? Over $500,000 a year, sitting on a board of something he has no business, doesn't know anything about. I mean, these are the same people that complain about Hunter Biden, of course, right? When Lauren Boebert's not even high school graduate? Did he pass the GED? Her sexual predator husband, who has no experience in the oil industry, sits on a board of an oil company and gets a cushy salary of over $500,000 a year to do nothing. And because how do we know he does nothing? Because according to his neighbors, he sits home and drinks. He gets drunk every day. So when the boys are out running rampant through the neighborhood on their ATVs, running seriously menacing the neighborhood like a bunch of brats. And one of the neighbors says, "Slow down," to the brat. And the brat says, "Fuck you," to the neighbor, and continues to do wheelies and skid out in the street. Then the little baby brat goes home and tells his drunken father that the neighbor said something mean to him. He must have a liberal bias. And then the drunken father comes out with a baseball bat and proceeds to vandalize the neighbor's mailbox. This is the Boeberts. This is your congresswoman, Colorado, District 3 or 5, I can't remember, because I was watching it when she won her seat by 500 votes. Congratulations, dumbasses. Right? It's strong white trash genes. Exactly, Jim, on the chat. Anyway, well, thank you for distracting me with that. 36-year-old grandmother. All righty, then. Teach your son about... I mean, because the other thing is, it's the fact that they're rich. This is what annoys me. It's not that whatever. It's that others in the similar situation don't have the resources. You know, this is when we know, if she's saying, oh, we value life or whatnot, 17-year-old boys want to get laid. It's not like he's valuing life. He wants to get laid. This is humans. For time immemorial. Don't give me a break here. But you could have taught him about wearing a condom, right? But they don't value life because in these communities they have no services. The fact is, abortion, the primary reason a person will terminate their pregnancy is because of economics, because of their financial situation. There are numerous studies about, and as we know, our own eyes can see this, but study after study after study confirms how the number one reason somebody will terminate a pregnancy is because of economics. They cannot afford to have another child. Most of the time, the people who have abortions they already have children, and for whatever, an accident and situations like teen mothers and whatnot, where what's going to happen to this? I'm assuming she must be around this person's age. Is she 16? Is she 17? What's the age of consent? Is she 15 in Colorado? What's the age of consent in Colorado? Age of consent in... Now, he's not even an adult. So, Colorado, let's see. 17. The age of consent is 17 years old in Colorado. So how old is the girl? I'd like to know. Let me see. If this has been reported, the mother of Lauren Boebert's son's baby. Another baby. Let me see. Lauren Boebert's son, this is from Distractify.com. Lauren Boebert's son is going to be a father. Lauren still represents Colorado in Congress, but now she also has the additional accolade of being a 36-year-old grandmother. Which it seems like trash, but whatever. She recently announced the birth of her first grandchild while praising rural conservative communities for having a high birth rate. And that's in itself, doesn't that ring of Nazism? They can't help it. They want, like we have Fox News pundits. I probably have the clip somewhere of one of these guys, one of these Fox News. I think it was Britt Holm or whatever, saying we need more white babies. My God, when is Fox News gonna lose their license to broadcast? So wait, how old is Lauren's son anyway? Does Lauren have any other kids? What does she think about her new status as a grandmother? Well, here's everything we need to know. We know about Lauren Boebert's family so far. She has 4 kids. Lauren's son Tyler, who will be the father in April, is currently 17 as of March 2023. So he was 16 when he fathered the child. Well, that seems like wonderful father material, a 16-year-old boy, right? Lauren gave a CPAC women's event, blah, blah, blah. Tyler had a spot-on response to Lauren when she told him that he was making her a 36-year-old granny, saying, well, you didn't make Granny... What? Well, didn't you make Granny a 36-year-old granny? Oh, right. Lauren acknowledged the truth of her son's statement, having given birth to Tyler when she was a teen. Well, then it's hereditary. In addition to Tyler, Lauren has 4 other kids, all sons, according to her official biography. She's a mother of 4 sons. Well, who cares? Lauren mentioned during her CPAC speech that he and her sexual predator husband were so excited to welcome the new life. Yeah. I hope it's a trans baby. I hope it's a hermaphrodite, or however or is that an offensive term now? Or intersexed? There are more than you know. Apparently. I only know this just because I saw a TV show about it. How when babies are born, and we talked about it on the show, if they're born with 2 peepees, looks like male and female peepee. They got an innie and an outie. And they used to simply make the baby a girl. They would just cut off the baby's penis. But as time marched on and and human beings got more awareness, the medical community realized when the children grew up and said, no, I'm actually a boy. Hold on. So, as we know, your gender identity is in your brain, not in your pee-pee. But, so now when children are born with intersexed or 2 whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? They wait. The medical ethics dictates that the doctor and the family wait to see what the child is when they grow up. They say, I'm a girl, I'm a boy, whatever. It will be revealed. And I remember what stuck out in the documentary. You could probably find it. It's probably on, it was on PBS. But was one of the families saying that it was hard because the first question you get is, what did you have, a boy or a girl? And it's like, and they had to answer, well, we don't quite know yet. But there you go. I hope if that's the word we're using, I hope it's a hermaphrodite. I really do. I do. Oh my God. Let's pray for that. If you believe in prayer, I'll do some Nam Myoho Renge Kyos for that. According to Lauren herself, the mother of Tyler's unborn son would not disclose the name of her first grandson to her. So Lauren said, I guess I'll learn with all of you what it'll be. Well, who is the mother? No question on the mother. Is the mother a child? How old is the mother? If the mother's 18, if the mother's older, then she committed statutory rape. If the mother is 16, then, and he's 17, well, I guess he was 16 as well, so no one's going to get charged. But if he was 17 and the mother was 16, then he could be charged with statutory rape. But, oh well. Right. But, yeah, anyway. Who cares? I hate them. Legally and peacefully, I hate them. So, anyway, the reason I'm bringing up, well, I hate them. I'm bringing that up. But, of course, we're talking about Tennessee, the lieutenant governor in Tennessee, where Tennessee is, as we were saying, at least, well, all over the country, at least 385 anti-LGBTQ laws have been introduced at the state level in a majority of U.S. states as of March 3rd, according to the American Civil Liberties Union. By comparison, lawmakers introduced 162 anti-LGBTQ bills last year, 19 of which were signed into law. Between 2018 and 2022, state legislators introduced at least 361 anti-LGBTQ bills total. So look at this chart. They have, and 2018. Here's 18 bills introduced. One passed. 2019, 2020. Look at this. 2023. Filth. All this filth washing over this country from sea to shining sea. And there it is, laid out in a bar chart with these filthy, filthy fascists. I mean, come on. Show me a country in history, in recorded history, where there's a targeted minority group that right-wingers always legislate against. Show me a country where that's successful and does things like that, right? Show me a country where where they ban books, where they, I mean, well, we could just stick with the targeted minority group. Show me a country that targets minority groups with legislation for no other reason except they need this targeted minority group for the dumbasses to beat down on. Because they need the dumbasses to keep them in power. So, tell me, I'm telling you, guys, this is not going to age well. And what do I say in every show? We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Show me where this, there's any decency in this. Dignity, democracy, any humanity. This is, they cannot come right out and target Jewish people, right? They can't. They got to speak in dog whistles. They can't outright target black people, but they do, of course, but they got to speak in dog whistles. This is the only minority group that they could just simply target. And there's, how many trans people? It's like, let me see. I'm going to look it up because I keep quoting it, but what percentage? What? My connection isn't private. What? Who's connecting onto my connection? No. Let me see. What? That's just what email is that? It doesn't matter. What percentage of the population is trans? About 5%? I thought it was less than that. The Williams Institute, let's see. Using data from the Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System. Blah, blah, blah. The population who identify as transgender nationally in each 50 states. All right, whatever. I don't want to dig into it. I just want to know the answer. World Population Review. What percentage of the population is transgender in 2023? Blah, blah, blah. Get to the bottom. Come on. Where is the answer? Oh, transgender people are part of the LGBTQ community. Yes. According to the Williams Institute, 1.4 million adults identify as transgender in the United States. About 0.5% of adults 18 to 24 identify as transgender, and 0.3% of adults 65 and older identify. So you're talking about a minority, such a slender minority of people that it makes it more abhorrent, the Republican. I mean, it makes their attacks even more disgusting, and they need to be called out all the time, and it can't be acceptable. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the corporate media going along with candidates who are making their bones. This is all they got is anti-trans. That's all they got to offer. And if you watched Ron DeSantis, he's, giving a speech in Iowa or whatever, and one of his big applause lines was about banning transgender something or other. And they fucking applaud. And tell me, when you watch those Nazi documentaries or whatnot, and you see when they show Hitler he gave his speeches in the Reichstag, and where one of his speeches where he basically announced the final solution, saying, that the only thing we have left to do is the complete, I dedicate myself to the complete eradication of the Jewish race, he says, something like that. I mean, what the fuck is the difference between that and what went on at CPAC and what goes on at what's coming out of Ron DeSantis's mouth? For example, I'm sure you've seen it, CPAC speaker Michael Knowles, far-right commentator Michael Knowles, who, of course, paging Dr. Freud. What are we going to find on his laptop? Michael Knowles announced from the conservative political action, conference stage this past weekend that transgenderism must be eradicated from public life. Rolling Stone ran the headline, CPAC speaker calls for transgender people to be eradicated. So you see how crafty they are, but don't make any mistake here. That's exactly what he's calling for. But the fact that he says transgenderism, this is what's giving him wiggle room. That's as far as the dog whistle goes, you see. But the dog whistle is eradicate, annihilate, a genocide. All right, we're back. Tarabuster, unapologetic liberal talk. Before I keep going, I just want to say thank you, Jim, for your super chat. Thank you, Richard W., for your super chat. Richard says, another great show, Tara. Thank you, Richard. And thank you, Elise, for your super chat. It's so nice to see everybody, and thank you for hanging out. We got a lot of work to do. But yeah, far right. Here, I think I have the clip here. What the hell?
There can be no middle way in dealing with transgenderism. It is all or nothing. If transgenderism is true, if men really can become women, then it's true for everybody of all ages. If transgenderism is false, as it is, if men really can't become women, as they cannot, then it's false for everybody too. And if it's false, then we should not indulge it, especially since that indulgence requires taking away the rights and customs of so many people. If it is false, then for the good of society, and especially for the good of the poor people who have fallen prey to this confusion, transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. The whole preposterous ideology at every level. There can be no middle way.
Of course, I couldn't hear that myself for whatever reason. But I saw it going, so I know you heard it. But I heard it earlier, so I know what he says.
There can be no middle way in
There could be no middle way, right?
dealing with transgenderism.
Dealing with transgenderism. Transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. Incredible. Wait, hold on. How come let me see something.
There can be no middle way since that in
Bizarre. Why? I thought I could hear it earlier. Uh-oh. Don't get started with this now. Son of a bitch. Why can't I hear this is going to be a problem. If I can't hear the movies I'm trying to play. I wonder if I do it like this. Let me see. If I play it off the screen. If I can hear it.
it is all or nothing.
No.
If transgenderism
Not working. I had a couple of more clips to play. That's why I'm so annoyed. Let me see. Hold on. Blah, blah, blah. What the fuck? Just when I thought we got things going. Movie, sound effects. Right?
Andy McNally.
Let me try one more thing. Hold on. I know, I'm running out of time. We can't be doing this. Can't be doing this, man. During the show. People are tuning out. I'm sorry. If you're listening on Progressive Voices, we're having some technical difficulties. And I will try to focus.
That I called to ban
neither
transgenderism entirely. I made the point that if you want women to have their own bathrooms, if you think women ought to be able to have their own locker rooms and not have to look at gigantic, gross men while little girls are getting changed, if you want any of those things, you have to ban transgenderism entirely. It's not
now
enough
I
to...
can hear it. Fuck this. Alright, sorry guys. Thank you for your patience. I'm gonna have to not play any videos for now. Even though I have a ton of them to play, but okay. I'll have to read it. So, yeah, he said that the headline screams, CPAC speaker calls for transgender people to be eradicated. I'm just making sure you can you guys hear me? Right. Yes, we hear it. Okay. But hours later, after Knowles threatened multiple news outlets with libel suits, Rolling Stone editors changed the headline to CPAC speaker calls for transgenderism to be eradicated and put genocidal in scare quotes, which is fitting because the editors are scared of lawsuits. Let them bring the lawsuit. Bring it. Bring it. Right? Why are you backing down? He called for the eradication of transgenderism. What does that mean? What is involved in transgenderism? It's like Hitler saying, I vow the complete eradication of Judaism. What does that involve? You're going to eradicate what? Symbols, places, people. Transgenderism. There is no transgenderism without transgender people. And what is transgenderism? You know, it's like just being a fucking human being. Try that, Republicans. Try that for a second. You know, instead of getting continuously caught in the act of being yourselves. A bunch of self-loathing freaks. Hold on, I wonder if I do this. Sorry. If I put this for a second.
There can be no middle way in dealing with transgenderism. It is all or nothing.
I can hear it
If
now.
transgenderism is true, if men really can become women, then it's true for everybody of all ages. If transgenderism is false, as it is, if men really can't become women, as they cannot,
How dare you?
then it's false for everybody too.
Who is this freak? And they act like, you know, he's some kind of great thinker. He's some serious person that they've all gathered to hear about transgenderism. Now, who's you better believe there are trans people sitting in that audience, whether they're in the closet. I'm sure they are, of course, but you know that gay people are there, trans people are there. They're all there. And they hate themselves. Because if you are a gay Republican, if you're a gay or a trans Republican, there is something wrong with you. You must hate yourself so deeply and want so much to have the love, probably of your father or something. Because you better believe it. That's probably what it is. You know, they're not going to be loved if they come out and be who they are. So, they're weak. They're weaklings. They don't stand up. They don't pull themselves up by their bootstraps and stand up for themselves and stand up for what's right. So now they're coming after trans people. And as if, you know, it's nothing new, of course, but it's their only agenda. Hating on trans people, that's all they got.
And if it's false, then we should not indulge it.
We shouldn't indulge fascism. Be right back. All right, this is Tara Devlin, unapologetic, liberal talk. I see River on the chat. River says, I was targeted 3 days ago. What happened, River, if you'd like to share? River says, am I the only trans Tara fan? No. I'm sure you're not. No. Why am I saying it like that? I don't know. Okay, let me see. Getting back to the article. Well, this is what I'm saying in general. We have to have zero tolerance for these monsters. And I don't know. I don't know how many days I gotta spend on the phone calling legislature tours. But it does matter when you reach out to your representative. I mean, maybe not if it's George Santos, of course, but when they do take the opinions of people into consideration. And we have to get to the point where when Republicans are attacking trans people, it's heard by the American people for what it is. The disgusting, disgraceful throwback to a fascist society that our ancestors fought and overcame. You know, this is the same mindset. that plunged the world into a world war. This kind of shit. Targeting any minority group. And that's why I mean, Republicans are fascists. That's it. And every Republican chess beats the heart of fascism. And this is yet another case in point. But I've said it before, you know, the day that asshole came down the escalator, whatever the hell, and proclaimed Mexicans as rapists, and some of them are fine, you know, bringing drugs, they're rapists. That should have been it for him. From the American people, the entire American establishment, from the people to the media establishment, should have done their job. Said, no thank you. This smells like fascism. This is an insult to everyone who ever died for democracy. And this that in itself makes the orange stain unfit. Jesus Christ. Don't go to CPAC and report. You know what I mean? They go to, I mean, maybe go, okay, and report, but not in like a way of, well, let's see what this guy says. Who do you think? DeSantis or Trump? Who are you going for? That's not how you report on CPAC. You report on CPAC as a grotesque gaggle of fascists who are dangerous and need to be marginalized where they need to be, not in the halls of power. They need to be legally and peacefully entrenched as a permanent minority party because ABC, here's the receipts. And number one, case in point, is their attack on trans people. This is the time right now for all Americans, all patriots, to stand with our trans brothers and sisters and everybody in between. This is the time we stand at the barricades with the targeted minority group. And if anyone says anything, it has to be, you know, if any right-winger says something, you know, targets a trans person, it has to be addressed. We need to address it as a community, to smash it legally and peacefully into history's trash pile where it belongs and where it will eventually end up. So we are on the right side of history. And this is what I was saying to Robin. I was talking to Robin Kincaid a couple of days ago. We on the phone, you know, we were just having a conversation, catching up. And she was talking about how terrifying it is because she lives in West Virginia and they're passing bills, of course, all over the country. But one of the bills in West Virginia that they're trying to pass is that it will force her to flee the state because the bill says something about how a trans person cannot be around or anywhere near a child. If there's a child somewhere, then a trans person cannot exist. Fuck you. No matter how much you legislate, trans people will exist. You know? But so Robin was saying that this means that she wouldn't be able to go to the grocery store, you know, because there might be a child there. She won't be able to go through her daily life. And someone who loves West Virginia, which it's heartbreaking to me, because Robin has done more good for West Virginia than the entire Republican establishment has ever done for the people of West Virginia. Her fighting for the Appalachian Communities Health Act, all the lobbying she's done to pass this legislation that helps the very people that want her dead, I'm sure, that want to eradicate her. And when she was taking me around West Virginia, showing me the beautiful places in West Virginia that she loves. And she had tears in her eyes, you know, the beauty of the mountains and talking about the history, the rich, especially labor history. It's so unfortunate and it's sad that that someone who loves West Virginia so much just might be run out of town. And she's done so much good for that entire state and continues to do good. But what do you do? You know? When do you flee? When is it time? You know, when I watch Nazi documentaries and whatnot, I'm of course interested in that period of history because we should all be. Frankly, we should all know about that history and how dangerous and how it can happen again, and it is happening. The pieces are in place for it to happen here. And it will be trans people. Now, you know, if they could put trans people in a camp, they would. If they could kill them, some of them would, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, we're not calling for violence. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. By the very fact of your legislation and your vilification of this minority group, of a minority group. You don't go and talk to trans people. You don't go and want to understand. And not that it doesn't matter if you understand or not. That's, there's the Republican privilege again. If they don't understand. You don't have to understand. Like, I heard Perjury Trader Green at CPAC with her filth. The entire speech was an anti-trans screed. And she's saying how women getting their breasts cut off, they'll never be able to breastfeed their child. Well, bitch, they're not women. There's your fucking 10,000th mistake. They're not women. And who are you to tell people how to live? I mean, you're a filthy fascist. I thought you loved freedom. They don't want freedom, though. You know that. They want control. They want power and money for themselves. The rest of us be damned. And trans people are the price of that transaction. You understand? That's the cost that they're willing to pay with the lives of trans people. They want their dumbasses to go and spend their time, their wasted lives, hating somebody different. They want that. While they continue to entrench power. They're disgusting. And they're doing it. God help us if Ron DeSantis gets his way, gets his dream. The worst that's going to happen now with the presidential election heating up, right? Because there's never a break here in the United States. In other countries, you have an election period of 90 days. That's it. You have public campaign financing. Not here. We got to endure this for years and years because of the corporate media. You realize that? Yes. It's the truth. It's because the corporate media gets lots of money, gets buku bucks from politics and campaign funds to run ads. That's why the United States has to endure another aspect, another thing that's detrimental to democracy, which is the never-ending political campaign. So Yeah. If Ron DeSantis gets his way, and this is the thing, though, that what's going to suck, and that's why I'm glad you guys are here, because we're in this together, but it's going to suck to have to endure him for the next 2 years until he is trounced. So the only way he's going to win in a national election is if he somehow gets to gerrymander the entire United States. And they're working on it, of course. I mean, the Republicans are fascists, and every Republican chest beats the heart of fascism. I don't know if you saw the other night, Rachel Maddow, she has her Monday night show. She did a thing about how in Georgia they're because the Georgia prosecutors might be bringing an indictment against the orange stain because he is he's a filthy coup plotting wannabe dictator. So who called up the Georgia Secretary of State and said, hey, give me a break here. I just need, 11,000 votes. Come on, fellas, here. Come on. There's nothing wrong with saying you recalibrated. Come on. Give me a break here. All I need is this little paltry amount of votes. See how much they love America? See how much they love patriotism? They're such patriots, Republicans, voting for that. No, they hate America. Another example. But so in Georgia, they're putting it passed the Georgia legislature, and the governor says he's going to sign it. Some kind of agency that will police the prosecutors, meaning if they don't like that you're committing crimes, and then this other branch of government, that's its duty. Its duty is to hold you accountable for committing crimes. But then when politicians get to write themselves a law to stop the prosecution of them, you know what I'm saying? To stop their own prosecution. This is what's happening. And this is what's happening in Israel and in Turkey and Hungary. I mean, under Erdogan. That's why, the CPAC goes to Hungary and does their fascist American Bund meeting over there. They look to, and of course Tucker Carlson did his show from there too, yeah. But they're looking to him for inspiration. They're taking legislation. Why can't I talk? They're taking legislation from what's happening in countries that are falling to fascism, and they're applying them here, and it's happening in Georgia. So soon, if Trump's not indicted soon, before this, whatever this is, this committee to basically run rampant over the laws and wipe their ass, right? And Republicans wiping their ass with the Constitution, when that committee is in place, that's the end of the Georgia prosecution of Donald Trump. That's fascism in a nutshell. It's all fascism, shoving unqualified justices on the Supreme Court. Fascism. That's another thing. All of this, this is how the corporate media should frame it. Ron DeSantis's antics in Florida, wanting to bring that to a national stage. Fascism. Ron DeSantis drawing the map on which he won his landslide. Fascism. The targeting of minority groups. Fascism. Enough. Every American, if you are a patriot, you should recoil from that. when a filthy Republican targets a minority group, you should say, no, thank you. I'm not a fascist. I don't fall for that shit. But they fall for it all the time. Divide and conquer. And if only, really, if only they got the help they desperately need, right? So, but I always say we will win. And this is what I was talking with Robin when we were talking on the phone about, privately, and now I'm telling you about it, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind. But because I was saying, the thing is, Robin didn't have a choice. People don't have a choice. If you're trans, and as Robin explains, because I have empathy, I can understand. I am not trans, but it doesn't matter if I understood or not. Who fucking cares? You don't understand. Well, open your mind. Learn something. Accept it. That's how you understand. If you don't like it, that's what it actually means. Go to your shrink and figure out what's wrong with me. Why don't I like it? What is it my business? What does it matter to you? Let people live. Let them live let people live their lives. Thank goodness there's options now. Medical science, has come far, and people can get gender affirming care. That's our duty as humans. To embrace somebody going through a struggle and say, I got you. We got you. We got you. Don't worry. You're fine. You are beautiful. We got you. This civilization is yours too. We're in this together. E pluribus unum, the beautiful tapestry of life. That's it. People are born with all kinds of challenges. So, thankfully, we have medical science that can help. I could fucking not see, so I got glasses. Shit like that. And other things, right? But anyway, we've come a long way, but Republicans want us to go back. They want to drag us into their cesspool so they can continue to destroy democracy. That is what it's about. But as, and what I was telling Robin was, we will win. We will win. Trust me. It's hard now. It's a struggle. But we will win. In 5 years, 10 years, I don't know. I don't know when. I don't know when it'll be. It might be sooner than you think. But we will look back. And trans people will be accepted as human beings are. So I'm sure there'll always be outliers, of course. There's always right-wingers. But we will win. Humanity will win. Decency will win. And Republican policies, mark my words, like all the rest of the Republican policies, they never age well. They never. So they make shit up all the time. Now they're targeting trans people, making up this bullshit about like there's some kind of crisis going on in a bathroom somewhere. Targeting, wasting our time, just like they do all the time, like during Obamacare. Wasting our time with the death panels scare. Same old shit. I really do wish the corporate media would watch the show. Not if the corporate media was a person. But if only they got the help they desperately needed. Guys, I can't believe it. It's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show, but we got more show at youtube.com/cchannel/Tarabuster. And we will win. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. Become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Check out APS Radio News, Tarabuster's sponsor. My name is Tara Devlin. I'll see you soon. All right, we're back. Were you able to hear that? Let me see. Oh, you can hear it. All right, it was a little loud, I see. All right. Yeah. We had a lot. We got more show, but I realized that what the hell? Junior. Something just fell. Somebody just knocked something over in the kitchen or something. Ray? There's Ray. Must have been Francis. Somebody knocked something over. All right. Yeah. So, I'm sorry that this is what happens. The Progressive Voices part of the show. Because what I wanted to bring up is, of course, caught in the act of being himself, is this Tennessee Lieutenant Governor McNally. Okay. Who is he's a self-loathing closet case, of course, right? It's so sad, really. Here's an old dude, and, he spent his whole life pretending that he was a straight guy, I suppose, and, bully for you. Now you'll be a corpse soon, as we all will be, and everybody thought you were a dude. Wow, congratulations. But there's either he's gay, he loves, he's attracted to trans people for whatever, if he has his own issues, you can't really say, right? But in Tennessee, with the anti-trans bills off the chart, here's from NPR. Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally has confirmed that for a little while he's been liking and leaving comments on social media photos of an openly gay Tennessee man who often poses nearly naked. McNally, who is also a member of the state Senate and serves as its head, has left numerous comments on Franklin McClure's Instagram photos with phrases such as "love it" and heart and flame emojis. One comment reads, "Finn, you can turn my rainy day into rainbows and sunshines." Isn't that interesting? He's like some... See? Liked by Lieutenant Governor. Super. You need to be on Dancing with the Stars. Super look, he's writing. Applause, applause. And there's more. I mean, there are more racy photos. Not just this. There are photos of him naked. But yeah, super duper. And yeah, in an interview on Thursday night with News Channel 5 in Nashville, McNally apologized, saying, "I'm really sorry if I've embarrassed my family and embarrassed my friends." You've embarrassed yourself. There's nothing wrong with being what you are. If you are trans, if you're attracted, if you're gay in some way, there's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with you. Yes.
Andy McNally's Instagram history started circulating on social media tonight. His critics say it shows he's a hypocrite as the legislature passes anti-LGBTQ plus legislation. Tonight, his office is responding. Here's one of the pictures that's getting a lot of attention tonight. It's posted on an Instagram account by a man identifying himself as Franklin. We've chosen to black out the bottom of the picture because it shows some of the man's backside. The lieutenant governor's verified Instagram account commented with heart emojis and fire emojis. His account also said, "You can turn a rainy day into rainbows and sunshine." The lieutenant governor's account also commented on this picture.
A young man's nearly naked pictures on Instagram have turned into a controversy for Tennessee's lieutenant governor.
Oh, wait. I hit the wrong button.
Also says that McNally sent compliments by direct messages, but they never met in person.
To me, I'm not a stranger to compliments, so I don't really read into them because I think that's just kind of wrong to just assume that somebody's hitting on you just because they're nice to you. He did not say he wanted to date me or have sex or anything like that.
We also found the lieutenant governor's account liking a picture of a woman who says she's transgender. The picture uses the hashtag transgender. The Human Rights Coalition recently claimed Tennessee passed more anti-LGBTQ plus legislation than any other state, so the lieutenant governor's critics call him a hypocrite. Franklin criticized the recent bills that have passed.
I just hope that he knows that I love him and that LGBTQ plus and everybody else loves him and would love him even more if he would open up his heart to treat others the way he would want to be treated, because the way I want to be treated is to be accepted and be able to be myself and not be, taken by the police.
We asked the lieutenant governor's office for comment tonight. They did not deny the authenticity of the post. Here is the full statement. Trying to imply something sinister or inappropriate about a great-grandfather's use of social media says more about the mind of the left-wing operative making the implication than it does about Randy McNally.
Right, yes, it sure does. It says so much about us, normal people, pointing out the hypocrisy and just the sickness of someone who, I guess, hates himself, but doesn't have a problem with targeting people like him. That's the way it is. This is a Republican epidemic. It goes back from, who's that one? Larry Craig, remember him? Caught in the bathroom, anti-gay Republican, Larry Craig, caught in the bathroom with a wide stance. He was caught in a sting in a public bathroom, trying to have sex with, some dude in the bathroom. And then he said he was, that's just the way he is. He had a wide stance because he was tapping his foot under the guy's stall, trying to, and solicited sex from him. But then it ended up to be an undercover cop because apparently there were a lot of dudes having sex in this particular bathroom. It was a cruising spot. And Larry Craig was there cruising. And he's an anti-gay, was an anti-gay, or I don't know, is he still alive? But no, I think he died. But he, blah, blah, blah. Did he die? I'm looking. Who cares? Whatever. He's dead inside, regardless if he's alive or not. That's all that matters. And this is why they're so hateful. Go get help. Who cares if you're gay? Be yourself. Grow the fuck up and be yourself. Stop targeting people like you, people who have courage and are trying to live authentic lives. You don't need to hate that. You could also do that. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Put on your big boy pants. This is what they love to say all the time, right? Put on your big boy or your big girl pants while they're stomping around like toddlers. And be yourself. I guess there's nothing more terrifying than that. Well, the only thing more terrifying for a Republican, more terrifying than being themselves, is somebody else being themselves. Right? When others have the courage to live authentic lives, Republicans take that as a personal assault because that's too tempting for them. And this is really what it's about, because they're psychologically sick and mentally, spiritually, morally sick. When they see others coming out and living their authentic life, it only makes them feel worse about themselves and hate themselves more. And it might be tempting for them. They get angry. They realize what losers they are inside, so they lash out. It is classic projection. But that, as the person said, I forgot the guy's name, the trans performer, who the lieutenant governor was liking. As he said, just be yourself. Everybody wants to be loved and accepted, and we hope that you can find that in your heart. I mean, what a nice, kind thing to say. In spite of his hate and hypocrisy, the lieutenant governor's hate and hypocrisy, to respond with, I hope that you can find it in your heart. To open your heart. I mean, that's beautiful. Yeah, I hope so too. Ultimately, I really do. It is a shame that you spent 79 years on this planet in the closet. That's pathetic. It's very sad. Who cares? You're going to die, and then what? So when you're on your deathbed, is it going to be worth it? Saying, gee, wow, everybody thought I was straight. Whoopee. Oh, wow, I tricked them all. I showed them being loved for whatever. For something you're not. What's the old saying? I'd rather be hated for what I am than loved for what I'm not. That's the Republicans. They want to be accepted. But, of course, they know that they would be immediately rejected by their compassionate conservatives who surround them. And therefore, they have no courage, and they stay in the closet. And begin and continue the long tradition of passing and trying to railing against the very thing that they are. Well, here's another one. We can page Dr. Freud. Man who painted Groomer on libraries caught with child pornography. What else is new? How many Republicans? You realize that everybody is a pedophile now. All of a sudden, Republicans are like, "Oh, you're a pedophile. You're a groomer." It's always, this is how we know Republicans have nothing to offer, because they can't even fight on the field of ideas. They call you a groomer. They must vilify you, but it's really they who are the groomers. Well, first of all, what are they grooming? Republicans grooming their children to be self-loathing assholes with assault weapons. When I see pictures of like Lauren banned from the bowling alley, Boebert and her sons with all manner of assault weapons, I'm like, oh, well, that's a groomer. That's a real dirtbag groomer. But anyway, this is just one other guy, case in point. There are so many other Republicans, like, who are, what do you call it? They are, hold on a second. Not just grooming, like there was, I'm trying to find the guy who was, he spoke at the Right to Life, and then now he's in jail for child pornography. Right to Life, speaker, child. Let me see. Let me see. Ruben, yeah, I knew it was a weird name. Ruben Versagui? Gooey, I mean? Versagui? Yeah. I mean, a real piece of dirt who worked on Trump's 2020 re-election campaign. He was also the digital media coordinator for the anti-abortion group Students for Life. He left the He left the Republican conference in July of 2020 to become the communication manager for Citizens for Responsible Energy Solutions, a big oil kind of front group for Republicans. He was taken into custody after an 11-month investigation by the Youth and Family Services Division of MPD. I don't know, what does MPD stand for? I don't know. And the Internet Crimes Against Children's Unit. Oh, in North Virginia crimes. That's where he lives. He said that he liked babies. Isn't that wonderful? You know, he's right to life. Republican. A leader in the Republicans. In fact, a speaker. He was such a good Republican. He spoke at these very big events that featured prominent Republicans. Told another person in April of 2020 that he was into sexually assaulting babies. Isn't that sickening? Well, that's just one guy. There's many others, like Charles Sutherland, a former elementary school librarian, admitted to police that he had child sexual abuse material on his computer. A former elementary school librarian who painted the word groomer on 2 public libraries last year has been charged with possession of child pornography. This is them. It's so typical. Set your clocks. Set your clocks again. That's who they are. There's something wrong with them all. I say it all the time, although, there's always something wrong with, if you're in the Republican Party, there's something is up with you. Either you're a racist, you're a dumbass, you're, self-loathing in some form, you're greedy. There's some moral failing that you're suffering from. You're either spiritually sick, emotionally stunted, some form or another, selfish, sociopathy, some kind of narcissism, self-serving. It's true. Prove me wrong. Show me. I know why I identify as a Democrat and liberal. Why? It's not because I'm greedy. It's because I see things that, I see injustice, and I want to make the world a better place somehow. I'd like to, at least. I see, the potential. I'd like to be able to live in a country that lives up to that potential. A nation, a diverse nation that promotes the general welfare. Sounds like a good thing. E pluribus unum. That sounds inspiring, frankly. Pledging your life, fortune, and sacred honor to each other? Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Let's do things well, and maybe when we come together, we can actually solve real problems and help people. What else is the point? What's the point? More money? You want more money? Rupert Murdoch? That's what it's about, right? For them, when you're sick, when you're a sick bastard, like Rupert Murdoch, and you're going to be dead soon, as we all will be, he won't be able to take a goddamn thing with him. How much, how much money do you need? You got like 2 years tops. God. So, I'm just saying, legally and peacefully, he's not his spring chicken. He don't look good. We're all gonna die. We're all finite beings. How much do you need? How much more? I mean, to kill America. You still got that kill America thing going. Because it's good for the unholy dollar. You get an extra $20. Give me $1. You got another $1? I need more dollars. You don't have enough dollars, right? Filth. Well, anyway, this guy, former elementary school librarian who painted Groomer on public libraries, Charles Sutherland. Let's see. He, according to local news outlets, when police took him into custody, Sutherland admitted that there were images of child pornography on his computer and also found diapers and dolls around his apartment, including a child-sized doll in his bed. That's a sick fuck. You know what that reminds me of? Jeffrey Dahmer. Who stole the mannequin and would sleep with the mannequin in his bed because he wanted to sleep with a corpse. Because he was a very sick fuck. That's who this guy is. He's like some kind of serial killer in the making. Who gets off on children? Filth. That's who. Sutherland's computer was seized when he was arrested in June, but forensic processing wasn't finished until January. He was arrested and charged. Shit, my fucking website keeps crashing. Okay, yeah, well, there you go. Libraries around the country face increasing threats from right-wing activists and extremists who call staff groomers and accuse them of pedophilia because they offer books that feature LGBTQ narratives and characters or host queer-friendly events like drag queen story times. And dozens of libraries have been threatened with bomb or active shooter threats. In Florida, some school bookshelves stand empty as teachers hide books to avoid felony charges after they were ordered to remove or cover all classroom libraries until all materials can be reviewed for prurient or offensive material. Meaning anything that has a gay person in it. Right wing, because they're sick, you see? Because they are sick. They are sick. Not us. Not gay people. They are sick. Republicans. They're too busy thinking about your pee-pee. Do you ever sit around? Who sits around thinking about pee-pees more than right-wingers? For most of the day, it's a set it and forget it type of thing. But Republicans are obsessed not just about their pee-pees, but your pee-pee. Whether your pee-pee is clothed properly according to themselves or their ancient book of fables that they insist. Some giant sky spook is upset about your pee-pee somehow. Even though I guess the sky spook has a pee-pee because according to them, the sky spook is a man. I don't know why. A giant man on a cloud needs a pee-pee, needs a penis. Why does he need a penis? I've asked this question. I still haven't received an answer from them. They say he's a man. Why? oh, because they want to kick down on women. I know, I understand, but they're not that conscious about it. They're not that deep, you know. Pee-pees, and that's all they care about. Pee-pee, is your pee-pee going to the bathroom in the right bathroom? Is your pee-pee clothed? What did you do with your pee-pee? I mean, you don't like your pee-pee? Why? You must like your pee-pee. For the rest of your life, they're going to tell you what you and your pee-pee, they are dictating the relationship between you and your pee-pee. Even though that's your right as a free human being. But, you know, right-wingers they're so full of shit as to be damn tedious, man. Right-wing activists and Republican lawmakers are attempting to group any books that include LGBTQ themes into these criminal definitions, meaning offensive and prurient. Oh, geez. Well, that's who they are. They are unfit to hold leadership positions in a modern nation. And speaking of, I wanted to show you one clip. Well, this is off topic. I mean, we're talking about the Republican assault on trans people and its relationship to their fascist heart and ideology. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about, well, we only have 10 minutes left, but you might have seen how, where is it? Oh, I don't have it. Damn it. Jim Jordan. And he's a real, piece of dirt. I'm not legally and peacefully, he's dirt, but he has a new committee, the Weaponization of Government Committee, right? Something like that. It's a flop. But it's just another opportunity for him to audition for Fox News and act, scream and yell and act like a dumbass, because that's all Republicans do when they're, that's why a Republican gets into office, frankly. That's why they, have committees. They have committee power. They got the power to hold these committees now, and they are working it with this weaponization bullshit, and it is bullshit. It is such bullshit. But it's good to see some Democrats are not taking their shit. So I grabbed this from Morning Joe this morning. So here's a little bit of a background.
The Republican-formed House subcommittee investigating the so-called weaponization of the federal government held its second hearing yesterday on what has become known as the Twitter files on Capitol Hill.
Twitter files.
And a pair of journalists to testify who had been handpicked by Twitter CEO Elon Musk to report on the alleged anti-conservative bias he claims the company operated.
I mean, what happened to Matt Taibbi? What an embarrassment.
Leaders continue to accuse tech companies of trying to censor right-wing voices, even when there's evidence that often suggests other.
Wait, hold on. That's too low. I know. Hold on. I'm re-outputting it. We're doing it live.
The Republican-formed House Republican leaders continue to accuse tech companies of trying to censor right-wing voices, even when there's evidence that often suggests otherwise. Things became tense yesterday between the top lawmakers on the panel, Republican Chairman Jim Jordan and ranking Democrat Stacey Plaskett. Take a look.
Frankly, I think they're brave individuals for being willing to come after they've been named in a letter from the Biden FTC.
What a joke. Is that his uniform, that stupid yellow tie and that light blue shirt and his stupid glasses? Legally and peacefully. He looks like a disheveled... He looks like a salesman who got caught in the rain.
This your question time now?
No, I'm responding to your ridiculous statements you made in your opening
Look at this.
statement.
Okay, well, let's get on
I
with
love
it.
her.
Oh, now we want to get on with it. So you can
did.
say all the things you want, and I
I
point out
did
the
in my
facts.
opening statement
I
as
point
well
out
as
all
you
the
had an
facts.
opening statement.
The ranking member of the committee.
See, do they even want to have a functioning society? They can't even sit there and act like adults. You see what he's up to. He's trying to trigger her. You know, he's trying to upset her, but she's not falling for it.
The weaponization of government is asking for your sources. If
I
that
never
doesn't
asked them
raise-
for their sources.
Yes, you
I did
and
not
we-
ask for sources.
You know what?
I asked
The
if they were
gentlelady's
talking
not- the
to
gentlelady's
Elon Musk.
not
and they
recognized.
said that they were not talking. Well, you are not going to say
I would
I've
yield back
asked
to,
for
I would
sources.
yield back to the
Thank
gentlelady.
you.
I thank her for yielding.
With respect,
You asked me who gave me who gave me.
I asked you who gave it to you, and once you said they were your sources, I then asked you if you had spoken with Elon Musk. I did not ask you who those sources were.
The
For
gentlelady
the
from
record. Keep the
Wyoming is
record correct.
recognized.
Oh my God, it's so unbearable. And the woman speaking is Representative Stacey Plaskin, Democrat of the Virgin Islands, and she's not putting up with his shit. But he's a joke. And the whole weaponization of government committee is a joke. And all it kind of proves yet again that Republicans suffer from not just self-loathing and all kinds of other moral failings. They're the ones who are being pushed to the forefront. If there's any bias, it's bias against liberals. That's what's going on. That is what is in the Twitter files. And in reality, that the algorithms favor conservatism. It's not even conservatism anymore. It's goddamn fascism.
Joining us now, Democratic Congressman John Garamendi of California. He is a member of that Select Weaponization Committee. Well, Congressman, that was just one heated moment. There was a long line of questioning, though, on other areas as well. Take us inside that room, what you saw yesterday, and then a step back, if you could, about what you believe is the objective. What is the point of this committee to begin with?
Well, first of all, this is pure Jim Jordan. His history in Congress is precisely what we saw in this. It's a
calling me?
It's a bunch of... so he's out, the louder he gets, the worse he is. And so that's what you saw. The bottom line of this is that he struck out. His committee struck out for the second time. The first hearing didn't work for him. This hearing didn't work. He's trying somehow to prove that there was some conspiracy, and he's deep into conspiracy theories, that the Biden administration was trying to censor the company. The fact of the matter is the company in 2020, 2022 undertook significant studies to try to figure out if their algorithm was somehow biased. It turns out that indeed it is biased. It promotes conservative thoughts. These are studies done by universities. Millions of files were looked at, and the result of it is, the company is biased towards conservative thought. And so that needs to be addressed, I suppose, by Twitter. I don't know what Musk is up to. There's been a long story on him. The fact of the matter is that there is a censorship issue in America, and it is the Republican governors who are censoring thought. They're censoring American history. They're basically banning books that talk about slavery, that talk about LGBT, and not allowing schools, high schools and others, to even discuss those issues.
That's right.
So the term weaponization has kind of become a catch-all for Jim Jordan and some other House Republicans. Yesterday, the subject was Twitter and whether or not it censors certain voices. Democrats, you all presented some examples on the other side of that, as you just said, of Democrats being censored. But what else is this committee looking at? How long will this go on?
Well, this
That's
will
what
go
I keep
on,
asking myself every day.
Well, the history of Jim Jordan, take a look at what was going on in the Benghazi hearings. It went on for 2 years, specifically for the purpose of using a federal weapon, in this case, the Congress of the United States, which is the federal government, as a weapon back then to take on Hillary Clinton and now to take on the Biden administration. He is using the federal government, the Congress of the United States, as a weapon to attempt to somehow harm the Biden administration.
And that is it. I mean, according to Matt Taibbi, he said that this Twitter file story was by far more serious and grave than anything he's ever worked on. Meaning, I mean, this is the guy who supposedly had something, who wrote about, let's say, the financial crisis, right? Which in 2008 deflated at least, I think, 40% of the world's wealth. So the Twitter file is more serious and grave than that, even though it is nothing. It's nothing but hype. It's nothing. It's not real. But it does tickle the professional victim funny bones that the Republicans suffer from. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out and keeping me sane for another day. We will win. Give the show a good review on iTunes, like and share. Please become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Check out APS Radio News, Tarabuster sponsors, and we will win. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, and humanity. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. I'll see you soon. All right, it worked. Guys, thank you for putting up with the technical problems again. It's incredible. It's incredible. Thank you, Haiku, for being a moderator and always by my side. It really means a lot. And Jim, thank you, Jim, for being a moderator and being by my side. Yes, and your super chat. Thank you so much. And thank you for the patrons and the fun. We got a lot of work to do. So, what are you guys talking about? Jonathan, what is Tara's outfit? Jesus help me. I hope you don't show up at my house, Jonathan, and murder me. That's all I need. I don't need this shit today. Oh. All right, listen, guys. Most people. Okay. Let me see. All right, listen. Thank you so much for hanging out, my friends. And look, I'm looking at some of your messages, some of the moderation. Thank you, guys, for keeping it sane in the chat room. All right, listen, guys. Let's have another gathering during the week. One of the other things I was talking about with Robin was, we're going to do our show. We will do a show, Robin and I. It's happening. It's coming. I hope you will enjoy that. And, yeah. All right, guys. I got to get unconscious. It's like after 11 now, and I got to get the show ready for Progressive Voices. I got to let Tara Jr. out of the bedroom and make it up to him. Thank you, Winston, for your compliment. Thank you so much. Great show, Tara. We will get through the bugs. Thank you. I think we're working on it. It got a little better as the show went on. At least we were able to have a show and listen to the movies and stuff. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out. Yes, we are gonna do it, Haiku. We are. Robin, Haiku says, please, Tara, do this. You and Robin have awesome chemistry. We do. I mean, even when we were talking, whenever we just talk on the phone, I'm like, we should record that. That's a show right there. Because it's good. I love Robin. I'm so blessed to have Robin in my life. I know. Please invite Nicole Sandler. Well, Errol, why don't you reach out to Nicole and tell her to come on my show? She might not even know I exist. So anyway, not that you're my producer. It's, yeah. Find her contact information. I don't know these things. All right, guys. I guess I could find it, but I'll have to, could ask Progressive Voices for it, but. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. Nice to see you, JD. You lucky bastard. And we will win. Remember, let's do a show during the week. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, and democracy. Thank you, Elise. Sweet dreams. Stay safe, everyone. Stay safe, River. We got you. I love you. I love you all. I really do. I don't just say that. My name is Tara Devlin, and I'll see you